Yes. What's going on, everybody? I'm in the building. It's your boy Sal, man. Let me get myself situated. I'm running a little bit late, so we're going to knock this show out quick, man. All right? Your boy's running a little bit late, so we're going to knock this show out real fast. I hope everybody had a good trading day. Yes, indeed. Let me go ahead and get everything situated here, folks. All right. All right, 1 second. Get everything situated. Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to everybody slowly coming into the chat room. Talk about what went on today. Saw a lot of little crappy stocks run today. That was pretty interesting. Bad Scientists, Ramdat, Quintavious, Relative 9696, Dr. Hone, Mugman, what's good, man? Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to other people slowly coming into the chat room. Let's get things popping here. Nice day today on the markets. As we can see here, there's still a lot of instability going on. But we're going to figure all that out. One of our favorites was on the top of the charts today, DCTH. Talk a little bit more about that. Hopefully Africa Emporium will be in the show today. What's going on, Jeff Thayer? Artem Zim. Let's go ahead and get the show started. Let's go ahead and get the show started with Study, Eat, Profit. What's good, man? So, as you can see here today on the daily chart here, we got DCTH. It's so funny because we had a guy call up yesterday, and he talked about whether or not he should be buying DCTH, and I personally suggested that he don't do it. And sure enough, the stock goes up 20%. So, go figure. Obviously, we understand that the stock is more than likely going to reverse split. It's running because of that vote that should be happening here pretty soon. We got to what I thought was the red line in terms of if it crosses that line, just go ahead and start buying. That 0.1846, it actually touched it today, but it couldn't hold it very well. Touched it today, couldn't hold it very well, but insane amount of volume being played in this stock. I mean, this is just pure, lottery pick. This is just, it's all hype. That's basically all it is. As you can see here, very impressive 2 days in the stock. You had the gap up opening today as if this company dropped some kind of game-changing news. But it didn't do that at all. It didn't do that at all. I think today's action was actually the beginning of some weakness that should be developing in the stock. But, I mean, look, you can't take today's day away from it. That was amazing. 646, you're on the air. What's up?
Ken from New York. How's it going?
Ken, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on? So you saw my tweet to you about the OMBS collapsing today.
Yeah, man. I mean, Ken, I saw you say that. I couldn't even respond to that. I mean, I just like, oh, my God. I mean, it fell apart, man. And we kind of talked about this yesterday, that this could possibly be the beginning of the end. I think this was a strong pullback, but this has been done before, and it recovered. So you let me know. What do you think about this? Is this another opportunity to buy at support? Hey, Ken, you there?
I can hear you. Yeah, we broke up. I'm on a cell phone.
Oh, okay.
So I sold it off today. I sold it off an average at around 21, so it's fine. I just don't know where the bottom is. And you look at I think 16 is the first level of support, and then I can go down to 10.
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm assuming there's something about a Super 8K that has to come out, and then pop perhaps this merger news by the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But I just go with the price action in the chart. So I just rather just sell, and then I can get back in.
Yeah.
Let it turn.
This is the lowest level the stock has been in terms of the RSI since it, popped for that that real first time after the first big dip back here in middle of July. So this is the lowest point the RSI has ever been. So somebody could maybe look at this and say, hey, if you've been on the sidelines, the whole time around, this might be an opportunity for you to at least test the water for a small position.
Right.
But for somebody who's been in it like yourself for quite a while, I definitely think it might be smart for you to take profits, and you did the right thing, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've learned it for all these years.
Yeah.
Going to the next one, the AMFD, on your show last night, around the middle of the show after we spoke, I noticed the CEOs put out 20 tweets about, revenues and news coming out. He did get a stock back. It held that support level at, 16, 17 yesterday? Was it 19 at the close today?
Yeah, 19 exactly.
Not bad on a weekday.
Yeah, that was I think that was exactly what the stock needed. The company had been quiet, for a couple days, actually probably since the 11th I'm seeing here. So, OTCs, they kind of need something here pretty much every day for it to kind of continue to maintain its excitement. So I think that was exactly what the stock needed to hold off that selling that had been occurring for practically the whole week.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And congratulations on African Emporium, yourself at the DCTH with a nice pop.
Yeah, nice pop, definitely on that one. So thanks again, Ken. Appreciate the call.
You're right. Enjoy the evening.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Ken from New York, as always, bringing up his favorite tickers. But yeah, Africa Emporium, man. I remember the calls just like yesterday. I mean, he called it when, we were looking at the stock and seeing it fall apart. And sure enough, he said, hey, look, continue to look into this as a possible turnaround play. And it was well called. But, I mean, you got to understand, this man has been following this stock practically ever since it was, 3 or 4 cents a share. So he knows a lot about it that we don't. Good play for him if he was still in it. Woman Pum what is that? CHFS? CHFS. Don't know anything about this stock. CHF Solutions. Let's look at the weekly and see what are we looking at here. All right, so obviously the stock's really beat up. See here on the weekly chart, I could see the trade, right? I see where you're looking at in terms of the trade here. The stock's been really beat up. It's been under $1. All right, so not too long. Not too long. So I could see here the swing and why it looks like a trade for you. Obviously, this is going to be a setup that is going to require some patience, as you can see here on the weekly chart. So it's still, relatively strongly oversold. Right now we're at 31, but we're slowly creeping up there. You see it's slowly kind of creeping up there. It doesn't have necessarily the angle you're looking for just yet, but I think if you're a patient person and you're willing to be, sit back and relax and focus on some other things, why not drop, a few quarters in here and let it ride. So 2-cent gain today for a 3% move. Do your DD and see what happens on there. But the technicals make sense for a good swing trade in that. Appreciate you bringing that up, CHFS. Appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, the daily chart really, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for something that's going to be, by Tuesday or Thursday, I don't see it here. But when you take the long-term view, it looks a lot better. Hemp announces CO2 extractor system. What's going on, Bad Scientists? I see you in here with AGTK again. If you guys remember, AGTK was the stock that he brought up yesterday. Killer move in that play. Again, thanks you to Bad Scientists for talking about AGTK yesterday. It broke up that cloud, and he said, that is confirmation of bullish action in the stock, and you got the confirmation today. So this is definitely wasn't a 1-2 day kind of move. He had the confirmation with today's move in AGTK. In fact, you had even more aggressive volume coming into the stock than yesterday. Let me see here. Let's look at the 5 minute on that and how it played out today in the charts. Obviously, it is an OTC stock, but solid volume throughout the day. Here's the 5 minute chart, no gaps with today's movement. As you can see here, nice morning pop. All right, before you saw some aggressive selling, but other than that, even after the pullback, you had buyers slowly kind of come back. Even as you can see here, heavy green buying towards the middle of the day, closing just before hitting what could have been an opportunity to pop past the high, but very close to the high of the day there, ending at 0.0229. All right, I saw they put out some news today too, based on they got featured on Fox Business Network, or maybe one of their subsidiary companies. Very impressive, but I understand Fox can bring on people with some very suspicious backgrounds, so it makes sense that Fox Business would get them on there. It's good, Armando Rios. OXIS, I got an email from a guy who said he dropped like $25 in OXIS when it was basically shit, and he's up like 400%. I don't doubt him at all. Here's the chart over the last couple of days. Kind of showed up out of nowhere. Let's get back to the daily chart. So definitely a stock that started at a penny just a month ago. Well, actually 2 months ago. If you go back to June, the stock was trading at below a penny actually. Now looking at 9 cents a share. Very impressive. Over 900% in 90 days in OXIS. Solid return for that promoter and the people behind the stock. 704, you on the air. What's up?
What's the deal, man?
Hey, what's going on with you, Alex?
It's Alex. Enjoying your show, man.
Good.
Listen, so I've been taking it easy because I've been losing a lot of money lately. Very discouraging, but I'm not giving up. I want to give a shout out to my man ATL. He called me the other day, trying to teach me a couple of tricks.
Nice.
And my man Rob. So good looking out, man. Hey, want to ask you guys a questions about DCTH.
Mm-hmm.
What made you jump on that stock? Because I was in the stock and it wasn't going nowhere, and then the reverse split thread, so I got out at a loss. What made you guys jump on that stock? What was the signal?
All right, we'll definitely see, man. We'll see what people say in the chat room, because I definitely wasn't in it.
Okay, well, yeah, I want to know what traders, say about the stock. I want to learn.
Definitely.
So if you guys can call, well, let me know.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Alex.
Right, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know myself. I mean, you mentioned that ATL Trader called you. I know Africa Emporium, like I said, he was the one that was pretty much in the fan club of DCTH. So he's in the Discord room as well. I think you would reach out to him as well as his Twitter and, get him to say what he saw in it. Again, he's been a believer in the stock from the beginning. Looking at the chart here, I can't tell you where the buy could have been, because even on that selling toward the end of July, I don't see anything there where it's like, okay, jump in on here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what ran it, to begin with. Who would have thought that it would have bounced on that technical aggressive sell-off and, bounce, sell off again, hit support or the previous, low, and then continue to run higher. I would have never seen that. So I'm curious myself. All right. IAG, that's the gold miner, right? Yes, it is. I am gold. Very impressive company. This is a stock that's up almost $3 in a matter of, almost four months now. You're up almost $3 worth of value here from its recent low back at the beginning of the year. So it played a lot around the 480s to 507 area. I was watching it pretty closely here, but it just really just kind of bounced out of that, and it's been doing so far so good. Right now, I mean, you're heating up a little bit, but again, we're seeing what's going on in terms of our government and, the lack of real leadership there, and that's driving a lot of investors to, run to safety, and that's, gold and many other different commodities where they've been depressed lately. And, companies like IAG will benefit if, that continues to go that way. If we continue to see gold prices go higher as people leave equities for, metals. And these companies have been beat up for a very, very long time. I mean, there are some really depressed gold plays out there. I saw some unusual volume in AUY today. I posted that on Twitter. Almost 11 million shares traded on AUY, but we still didn't get the big move. I mean, I know the float isn't the smallest, but damn, 11 million shares and, only 1 cent gain in the stock. So, man, that's very, kind of one of those things that, you got to step back and like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on with that one. But again, that's another beat up oil play that's got a lot of volatility if it could get itself working right. As you can see here, it knows how to get beat up and turn around when it comes due. We saw the market run hot again, so gold started selling off. AUY following suit, selling off. So if this starts to turn around, which I think we could get, that to really get. Let's see here. Yeah, turn up a little bit. This is the weekly chart. Turn up higher here. We started to see that increase too on the RSI as money starts flowing back into AUW. Yeah. We'll take a look at that in just a second. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this IXXI or XXII. This was, in my opinion, I thought it was a pump earlier several years ago, and I think this might have been an OTC play. Because I'm looking at that chart and where it exploded like that at 2014. I'm thinking this is an OTC stock. Let me see. Yeah, this used to be an OTC stock. All right. And again, as I told you guys, if you want to check and see if a stock was formerly either an OTC stock, all you got to do is go to Google, type in the ticker, then OTC, and you'll see the articles. And sure enough, I'm seeing a promotional campaign that started on March 10th of 2014. Somewhere around here on XXII, 22nd Century Group, by pennybuster.com. All right, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but now the company's trading on the Amex because, some of these companies die hard. So now solidly moving up over the last 90 days or so. I mean, you're from 93 cents to 212. You're up over 100% in the stock already. Not bad, but again, we already know, as you can see here, this is a stock that's been promoted before, so you know what this is about. All right. Somebody talked about INTV. Let's take a look at INTV. Here's the weekly on INTV. Not seeing it. All right, not seeing it. Still relatively flat. Let's go back to the daily charts here. All right. Here's the daily chart. Couple green days. Not impressed by it, though. If you see something different, let me know. Give me a call. The number's on the screen. I don't see anything there just yet. Let me see here. Ryan gets it. You're still in AZFL. Pull back today. Nice little run there from 0003. You know, it's so hard to get out of the triples lately because, you know, some people will settle for, 0006 to 0009, and next thing you know, they're dumping. So it's hard to get out the trip. So, but shout out to AZFL making itself get out there yesterday and then pulled back a little bit today because that's, again, it's very, very hard to really get out of those trips and stay in that double zeros. You have a lot of people who, are lucky enough to get in huge in the trips. So when they have an opportunity to make 200, 300% on their money, whether it be, $300 or $600 or $900, they'll take that and run with it and pass up on the opportunity to make a couple thousand if they would just let it ride. What's going on, Andres? See Jeff there talking about ONTV. Is that still running? Let's take a look at it. Or OTTV, excuse me. Let's take a look at OTTV. Viva Entertainment Group. Yeah, looks like it's selling off here, bud. Looks like it's selling off here. As you can see, 0033. Yeah, losing its mark, man. Losing its mark. Yeah, running out of steam there. That's an interesting one too, Jeff. If you want to follow, I would definitely follow the company's Twitter handle. I'm noticing a lot of info's coming out of that Twitter handle. The TVIX QTech. Yeah, it's, look, fear's coming back into the marketplace. Everybody knows, when that VIX goes a little higher, that means, people start running to commodities, metals, and anything other for safe harbor. And, we've enjoyed several months of very bullish market behavior. And, the VIX is, that short term is gone down aggressively, because we've been enjoying these incredible runs. So now to see it move higher like that, that's just more confirmation that, one, you need to really start thinking about metals. And two, you need to start thinking about possibly taking profits out of stocks that you've, been able to benefit on this Trump run. For example, let me see here. What does McDonald's look like? McDonald's, all right. McDonald's doing pretty well today. I thought McDonald's would still lose $1 a share, but let me see here. There's another one. Agilient Technologies down 2%. This is one of those stocks that will really drop if the market really turns. STM, that's another one too. STM with one of those AMD type runs where it came out of nowhere. Shout out to Sinclair for this one. He alerted me back here at like 5, and he was following it from basically 5 to like 10. Incredible Trump stock. STM. You said I would pull up McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's is one of those companies that's, is done very, very, very well. Since Trump got elected. I mean, it's look, if you look at the chart for McDonald's, it's basically running on Trump. McDonald's was selling off under the Obama administration. Pull up the chart, you'll see it yourself. McDonald's was going red. And what happened is Trump got elected, and he knew that and some investors knew that they're not going to push back on that healthy food crap and all that stuff, and y'all know what it is. So again, if the market starts to turn over, if what's his name, Gary Cohen, is that his name, Gary Cohen, that everybody's so scared if he quits? If that guy drops out of the Trump administration, man, McDonald's is going all the way back to 116, bro. That's like $40, $50. So I would definitely get your calls out. Go ahead and cover those calls and put some puts up. Let's see AMD. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD, man, about to hit my. I got an order there at 12.17 on puts on AMD. By the way, I got an order there. Nice move here, as you guys mentioned. If those of you guys who watched my option educational series, I told you that to play that 15 on AMD in terms of earnings and give it up after then, and that's exactly what was the way to play that. Got to 15, everybody sold out, and now headed back lower. AMD, again, if this market tanks, AMD is going all the way back to single digits. Not that it's a bad company, it's just that's just AMD. That's just AMD. Everything's running on that guy, absolutely. All the tech stocks, you got a lot of tech stocks that were running. I posted that on something on Twitter about infrastructure stocks. You got a lot of infrastructure stocks that are up, based on Trump. Caterpillar, U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel, this is another one that I've been following. U.S. Steel, you can go back a couple years on U.S. Steel. This stock was shit at the beginning of 2016, and now U.S. Steel doing very, very well. Started selling off, and now just started really recovering. And we could find U.S. Steel, falling back under $20 a share if we're not careful here. Yeah. RCHA moved today. Yeah, RCHA is kind of one of those things where the company's finally getting itself together, and it's looking like a long-term hold. But, we still know weed isn't really the bet just yet. Weed isn't just the bet just yet. Although, if you're willing to be patient, OTTV sell-off or jump? I think sell-off. I think more sell-off than anything. There was an article written today where a guy said that the streaming business is a huge bubble. You can go ahead and pull up that article. I don't remember the guy's name, but he called it a bubble. You could probably just put streaming industry bubble. It should pull up. Really interesting stuff. What about biotech companies? Well, you remember the biotech companies were running on the healthcare deal, if you remember. And then they fell apart when that healthcare deal fell apart as well. So when I look at bios, I think they're right where they need to be now. They had their run. Unless you can give me a biotech play that's up on Trump. That's not really my sector. Let me know. If we got a biotech play that's up on Trump. Here's PACD, Pacific Drilling, NYSE stock, heavily oversold. Oil and gas play. Again, we continue to talk about oil and gas here on the show. Look, I'm loaded up, in terms of USO calls for 2019. I'd love to see, oil get back to what it used to, but unfortunately right now with what's going on in the Middle East and Yemen and all these other countries, Nigeria, there's just too much cheap oil out there in the world, and they can't get control of it. So and until you can get control of the oil market, it is what it is. But we did this to ourselves. Too much cheap oil out there, man. You can buy them from the terrorists for half of what it's going for. You can pull up tons of articles on ISIS and these other groups in Nigeria and all that stuff where they're selling oil to, what we would call reputable companies. Tesla target raised to $371 a share. Let's take a look at Tesla here. But yeah, I got plans for oil. I believe 2019, oil should recover by then. So that's why oil calls, I'm looking at them, now where, the chart basically says no way, Jose. I'll load up here and there when I can. TSLA, Tesla. Somebody said it got raised to what? 357. All right, we're at 351. Here's the weekly chart in Tesla. All right. Every candlestick is a bar. Huge run been going on in Tesla right now. Sell off today. Obviously, we know what's going on in the market. So Tesla is not immune. Tesla is definitely not immune to the global political environment and aggressive sell-off today in Tesla TSLA. Let's see if it calms down. If you guys saw what's his name on Anderson Cooper's show, about an hour ago, he said that Donald Trump could possibly resign by the end of the year, maybe before the end of the year, that he's so isolated now. He's lost practically all political capital. It's basically, he's basically wasting his time now in the office. I don't know about all that, but, the man is isolated now. He needs to do a huge charm offensive or something. Yeah, we saw the terrorist attack in Spain. Horrible, horrible thing. Horrible, horrible thing in Spain, man. But that's the way people are using it. They're using their cars as weapons now. We saw it happen right here in America, but we don't call that one a terrorist attack. What's my favorite sector I like? My favorite sector is probably technology and commodities, gold in particular, oil. What else? And infrastructure too as well. I'm a big fan of infrastructure stocks. Yeah, he called it jihad terrorism. Okay. All right, so let's look at what else was up today on the market. That bullshit company again, SPEX. If you guys remember SPEX, incredible summer where the stock went, basically from 1 to 4 over the course of 3 days. That was the stock to really like the summer and had been selling off ever since. Interesting last 3 days in SPEX. This is just, again, one of those companies that I think it's just such bullshit because of what the stock does. But, it is what it is. Congrats to anybody who was winning in that one. Let me see what it did today in terms of intraday. Let's look at the 5-minute. All right, so you had a strong open, and then you started selling off into the afternoon. So SPEX, that's the 5-minute chart. That's the 5-minute chart. But again, I always think the stocks, like, look at this chart. It's just such bullshit. You know what I mean? Just such bullshit. Because, how can you tell? I mean, how do you even look at this and tell it's going to do something? Just as we had Alex call up and say, hey, how could you tell DCTH was wanting to buy again? Look at SPEX. Where do you even see on this chart an opportunity for you to go long? So I have no doubt this is probably, I do see a couple news articles, one here on the 15th. But I saw, as you can see here from the chart, there's accumulation happening as early as the 14th. All right, with the 15th, news comes out, and you got some confirmation on very aggressive bullish behavior. But huge volume coming into the stock today. Average volume is only 300,000 shares. You had 8 million shares come in today alone. 8 million shares come in today alone. All right. So I'm looking at SPEX and I'm thinking this is a possible short because we know these people are day traders, right? These people are looking to jump in on possibly what could be a multiple day run, as this stock has a history of showing you very aggressive multiple day runs. So we'll see. I said no currencies. Yeah, I'm still learning Forex. I'm still learning Forex. But what I need to do is figure out how to put $200 on Forex and not watch it go negative. Forex is the only game in town where you can actually go negative. I was like, what the fuck? I've told this story several times. I dropped $100 the very first time, and I literally watched my account go negative $25 until I was like, hey, y'all need to close this shit. Because they will just let your shit just go negative. Like, they won't even stop it or anything. This is some crazy ass shit. And then come to find out, the broker ended up getting shut down. It was called FXCM. They ended up getting shut down not too long ago. Now you can't be an American and open an account at FXCM because they lost their license to operate here in America. So they were doing a lot of illegal shit. And there's a big scam too in currency trading is brokers doing some really illegal shit. Taking trades against your trades and all that stuff. Fucking with the numbers and the spreads. There's a lot of scamming in Forex. A lot of scamming. NVDA, NVIDIA, selling off as well. Again, this is another, stock that's ran aggressively, though. NVDA, though, I gotta admit, NVIDIA's given more than enough opportunities for people to make money in this stock. If you remember, Citron Research came out a couple months ago. I want to say this was probably around here, back in February, and came out and said, oh, NVIDIA is overpriced and blah, 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 blah. And then the stock just started, just dumping. And it hung around, 95 to like 110 for weeks before going on what we saw was an incredible tear. So NVIDIA, unlike so many other Trump stocks that have just basically been nonstop, gain, NVIDIA's giving you opportunity to make some money in it. Giving you the opportunity to say, okay, I think this is a dip buy opportunity. Whereas so many other stocks haven't. You just had to basically guess and say, okay, let me just position my size in and see if it continues to go my way. Cool Cat, you said, am I a gun owner? Yes. Remember, I was asking you guys about guns, and I went out and got a gun. But every time I talk about it on the internet, everybody says my gun jams. I went and got one of them high points, and I'm fine with it. Everybody's like, man, those high points jam. Those high points jam. I'm over 200 rounds now at the little, little range up here, and it's never jammed. It's never jammed. I bought it brand new for $235 after tax. They're cheap guns. They're made here in America. And I've said it, look, if anybody thinks that high points jam, I'll give you $500. You can stand in front of my gun and let me shoot you. And if it jams, I'll give you $500. And if it doesn't, you signed off on it. You know what I'm saying? AVGR, let's take a look at it. AVGR, man, this is real beat up. I was looking at this as a possible short. Look at that, man. I haven't pulled up this ticker in a while because I would have definitely had some lines on this one. Great opportunity to short this. Don't remember shorting this, so missed opportunity there on AVGR. Stock's been real beat up though. Don't see anything. Okay, let's see a couple of days of green here. Last 3 days. Very oversold. Yeah, that looks like a nice move here. But I'm looking at a stock that's been, let me see, under $1. How long now? Okay, just since April. So not too bad. I think you got more than enough time to work its way out. Not necessarily work its way out of $1, but at least you're not at a delist risk. Let's say if the stock had been under $1 for, 9 months or 10 months or something like that, I'd hate for that news to just drop on you. But not bad. 29 cents, heavily oversold. You got some support here. Those candlesticks look really nice. You don't see a bottom wick on those candlesticks. A lot of hesitation still moving forward, but it is moving forward. You're below 30 or just above 30 on the RSI. Not bad. I actually like this play. It's a nice play. AVGR, just on technicals alone. I'm not even looking at the news. I would position size that. All right, start off with something small, and then, if it keeps confirming that bullish momentum, then you add up. Why not ride this back? Not even back up to 49.50 cents, but even to 38.40 cents to this mid mark here. That could be a solid play for somebody. Yeah, little pop, just exactly what 7DJ6 said. Yeah, a little pop. You get 8-9 cents on your money. The stock's 29 cents. You can really load up here. And again, I'm just looking at the technicals alone. That supports a swing trade. Very, very nice. Very nice. You can see even previous history for a nice little pop like that once you go oversold. So you're at some very familiar levels with the stock from the past. You don't see back in May. Some oversold levels here, although it continued to drop. But at 29 cents now, that could be a healthy bottom. Where can you go lower? Yeah, that's true. That's true on that one. I was just thinking about that too. The volume isn't there, but we'll see if the technical RSI oversold could bring that money in. 202, you're on the air. What's up?
That's true. What's going on, my brother Sal? Your brother African Emporium.
Hey, African Emporium. Thanks for watching, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? I know I've been kind of waiting for a minute, just trying to get settled in at the home right now. So
not a problem.
Gotta forgive me.
I appreciate you for calling. I don't know if you heard the conversation. We had Alex Montez call up, and he wanted to know, and I'm curious, man, because what did you see in DCTH to say this has another opportunity to do it again?
Well, it just goes back to what we were speaking about literally a couple months ago, or a month and a half ago when we had that big pop, late June when it ran to 30 cents. Mm-hmm. And we all was aware at that point with the reverse split being voted down that clearly their day of reckoning was coming in August. August the 14th was the most pertinent day we knew, but after the last news that we just got from the last 8K office in terms of them trying to get the extension, and they tried to predicate it being upon if they can get the reverse split to go along with that, which obviously we know management wants that because that keeps them obviously heavily liquidated on the benefit side of, keeping more paper by diluting the shares. Although the science that they're producing, it's making them obviously one of the most legit companies out there at this penny value. Mm-hmm. And they know people are desperate to want to be a part of that train because one way or the other, it will possibly get bought at some point. But beyond that, they still have phase 3 catalysts coming down the road. They had the patents that got granted. They got awesome news coming out of Germany with their UK partners or their Germany partners with their, with the great achievement they're giving with their chemotherapy, whatever, for the liver treatment, which obviously they got news tomorrow. So when we had that conversation, about a week and a half ago, if that, when you came back on the air and you said, I say, this is right now, it's the best time to buy. Right, because it was at 6 cents, like 6.65 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
$100. This is what we talk about every day from OTC market to even the Nasdaq. Throw $100 on it. I mean, it had nothing but catalysts coming one way or the other, and it was just too heavily liquidated from institutional buyers for them just to dump and walk away. You got to keep in mind, institutions bought in at 15 cents up to close to their million-something shares. Why would they buy at 15 cents when the share at that time the stock was only trading at like 9 or 8, 9 at 10 cents? These people are not stupid. So it's like anything you talk about every day on the show that people got to do their due diligence. They just can't wake up and say, what's running and what's moving without knowing why it's moving. And that just helps people have a little bit more clarity. So now, those who bought in at that 6 cents mark, they're rolling in the dough right now. Yeah. They're rolling, and you don't have to worry about it being delisted. You don't have to worry about what happened with DGLT. We know this company legit. We know they're legit. you know. So, you know, it just, here we are. This is our day of reckoning.
Yeah.
And those who, you know, waver, I mean, keep in mind, this was only about a week and a half, Sal. This was not like a month, like some people have to wait, and 2-3 months.
Right. That's what's so impressive about this, man. We're, you know, here's a stock that was just not too long ago single digits, and now we're at 16 cents and possibly looking to retest that previous 30-cent high. I mean, this is insane.
Oh, it's going. I don't know if you've seen the after hours, bro. You know it's up to 18.69 right now. It closed at 18.69.
Oh my God. Oh yes.
Yeah, it's up 19. Basically near 19 cents.
Absolutely, I do see it here at point. The ask is 18.70. Oh my God.
Yes.
So you're
and the bid in the ask is very tight, so you know what that's all about. When it's that tight, that means it's nothing but, you know, hey, nothing but short squeezing.
Oh my God!
You know,
there's a lot of air up there too. So we'll see. DCTH. I mean, and I've seen this stock go 10 cents in a day, so it could very well do some crazy things tomorrow rather.
They got news going down literally in the AM. They got the news coming out of Germany with the press release going down at 11 a.m. Germany time. Right now, I think it's like what 9 or somewhere around there, 7, probably around about 7 to 8 a.m. at Germany time right now, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. Someone can check the time over there.
Yeah.
But they have a very, very groundbreaking, epic press release going down. They're having a news conference to give some back information on their 100 patients that they was able to treat with the cancer treatment therapy from Delcation. And it's all favorable news. All the patients survive. All of them are doing well. So this is also going to give them, once again, an opportunity to probably get that fast track to get that phase 3 on the way right away. So that's more news that's coming, you know, that's going to take the stock to the next level with the value that they're waiting on August 28th, which is the day of their true reckoning. That's when they have that, you know, that last vote for that reverse split. And from the look of things, I can tell you from the investor sentiment, what I've been reading across the board, they're looking to vote that thing vote it down no again, basically.
Wow.
Because there's just too much momentum right now with all the, you know, the data coming out from the with their therapy stuff that they're doing. There's just too much behind it.
There it is, man.
So, you know.
Wow.
So awesome opportunity, guys. I just say, you know, if you want to, you know, play it tomorrow from an intraday perspective, all I can say is just pay attention to it. I know there's going to be other plays out there, but one thing you don't have to worry about is being delisted.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it getting a T12 halt like DGLT got.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for those brothers.
Unfortunately. And by the way, guys, this is a NASDAQ play, so all you guys on Robinhood, you can have a part of this. So have at it tomorrow. This could be definitely one of the top stocks of the market again tomorrow, as this was top of the charts today with a 19% gain, man. Incredible. So
yeah, so all I can say is, you know, like, you know, just if it's nothing else, if you have it to spare tomorrow, just keep your eye on it. You know, you can throw in $50, $100, whatever you got. But we can honestly say it's going to be a safe play. It probably will be one of the most safest plays tomorrow. It's going to be volatile. By all means, it was over 230-something million shares traded today, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. 240 million shares traded.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy
volume. That's OTC volume.
Yeah. I mean that also means that you had a lot of institutional money coming into this, man. That's not all retail.
It's a lot of institutional money in there. If you go look at their 13L5s and all this stuff, they're loaded with institutional. These people are not stupid. Morgan Stanley, Vanguard, you go on the list. These are not shabby institutional buyers. These people know what's up, you know.
There it is.
And they're holding. You know, so we'll see, guys. I'm excited, like I say, for the market tomorrow. Not just for DCTH, but they're just one of the ones I know I have been really putting a lot of work in, you know, just to see, because this is my second time eating off this stock.
Yeah.
You know, I ate good off the last time it ran up, you know, the first time, and I bought back in. You know, right now, you know, I'm not trying to keep what they call quota size now, but right now I only got maybe like about 7,000 shares in it. Before office, I had a ton before that.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting on around about 7,000 shares. My average is at $10.55. That's where most of my shares at. I sold off most of my stuff out of TD Ameritrade. That one only has a few in there, but it's still sitting at my 4% average. And I also have shares from the other Robinhood, which is at 6 cents average. Yeah. So I'm in it in 3 positions. So we'll see.
There it is, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, African Emporium.
My honor, and still I'll keep doing what you're doing, man. Everybody support the show, like and share it. Please get everybody excited about this opportunity with what we're having in the show.
Yes, indeed.
Peace out, family.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks you so much. There's Africa Emporium, man. Awesome, awesome. I appreciate that brother so much and what he brings to the Discord as well as this show. And just like you said, man, definitely if you know somebody who you think could benefit from learning how to trade, man, get them onto the show, man. Get them onto the show. Somebody who you think could, be able to use this to, at least get them onto something different from what they're, used to be doing. I get a lot of emails, sporadically from people who said, man, I was just didn't really have anything to focus on, didn't really have no other skills or gifts, man. And I started watching your show, and next thing you know, man, I just fell in love with trading. So you'd be surprised whose life you can kind of change, by just giving them something else to pursue. Because a lot of times when we leave school or leave a place of learning, we're just kind of floating out there, and your jobs can just take up all your time, and you feel like you're just working like a zombie, wake up, work, sleep, wake up, work, sleep. And to have something else to look forward to in the morning and pursue as a goal or is very, very beneficial. Very, very beneficial. So I appreciate everybody who's watched the show. But going back to DCTH, man, he's absolutely right. The stock's up 2 cents over after hours. So we're already basically where that red line is. Here on the 5-minute chart. As you can see, the stock tends, let's just go back. The stock does tend to open up aggressively, then sell off. So be very careful here. I like the 5-minute charts just because they're not as crazy as 1-minute charts. I know a lot of guys who play 1 minutes. But I just want to see the pullback, and I'd rather get in on the pullback. Typically the second biggest red bar is what I'm looking for, and then the very following bar, a green bar showing support, and then position size myself in, and then as we get the breakout, go in with a larger size. Yes, it does mean that you kind of have to put up on some commissions, but if you lose the first time out, you're protected from, what could have been a very disastrous trade. Yes, indeed. BITCH. Every time I see that BITCF, excuse me. Did I say B? It just fucked up the joke I was going to say. But every time I see BITCF, I think of BITCH. First Bitcoin Cap Corp, down 24%, but you got a green bar. I don't know what that's about. That bar should be green if I'm correct. If Trading View is correct, it's down 24% on today's action. It should be down 24%. So let me know if you guys got a green bar on your trading platform. But I'm showing a green bar. Trading View is typically never wrong, but whatever. Down 24% today. Yeah, interesting. All right, but this stock has really been shitting on itself, man. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I'm looking at the 5-minute. Okay, I'm thinking I was looking at the daily. My bad. I'm looking at the 5-minute. There we go. Here's the daily chart. Solid red bar. Got the wick there, so almost looking like you had the doji yesterday. That was the confirmation right there. That was a change in momentum on that long-legged doji. So you got the confirmation of the bearish with today's move. That's definitely selling off here. Look at that. That RSI is back on the other side of 80, and that stock was pretty hot, man. I mean, you look back on 814, you're talking 95, 96 on the RSI on that move higher. Great short for somebody who could have got some shares on this, but OTC, I know for a fact Sure Trader didn't have none. So those of you guys who got that speed trader or whatever, or what's that Tim Sykes uses. I think it's called Centennial something, or I forgot the name of the trader he uses. Yeah. Q DeMaio, you said you voted no on the reverse split. When they ask you to vote, is a letter that they sent you? I think we had a guy call up yesterday. I think they sent him a letter, right? They sent you a letter. And I have no doubt it's probably postage paid, right? You basically vote yes, yay, or nay, and then drop it back in the mailbox. African Forum said they're looking for mid-20s tomorrow. It's very possible. BCTH has done runs like that before. And I'm getting it confused. DCTH, not B, DCTH has done that before. If you go back to June 20th, you can see a day where it did go 10 cents in one day. You can go back to, June 20th. And as I mentioned on the call with him, I've seen it go 10 cents before, where it went basically from 10 to 24 cents. Actually, a lot higher than that. That wick ends at about 30 cents. So almost 20 cents in one day. So it can do some things. But, again, don't be the guy who gets caught up there. As you see on that candlestick, that's a pretty big wick. So don't be the sucker up there. And, like all people, when you start losing money, you start selling yourself dreams. Like, okay, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. Next thing you know, you look like an asshole. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. NAK, I like NAK for the turnaround, but if you guys remember, Anthony, who used to call up quite a bit, still calls up the show. Anthony was still in it, but he was looking for it to get back higher. The stock had been selling off pretty aggressively. I thought it was a no-no here, but again, it ended up running, then selling back off. So NAK, very tough stock because, it got the approval that supposedly everybody who was a big NAK fanboy wanted, and it just didn't move like the way people thought it was going to move. And the company's just been struggling ever since. They reported a Q2 loss on this recent earnings. So at this point, I don't know what NAK is doing. It's a gold play, but are they actually mining? I last time I checked, they weren't. So you might want to do some research and seeing how actually operational they are. But this is an Amex company. Yeah, we took a look at SPEX. That's one that can move really aggressively. Yeah, that's got some multiple day craziness to it. QQQ. By the way, that QQQ, there is a great training DVD by, what's that lady's name? I got her DVD somewhere here. Hold on. It's called like Trading the Qs. Let me see what. Hold on, guys. I got so many. I got the DVD somewhere around here. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. She's got a couple DVDs out there. One of them is called 40 Cents to Financial Freedom. But she's also got one called Trading the Qs. And you can get them on eBay. Here's the one that 40 Cents to Financial Freedom, where she talks about trading options and basically just trying to get 40 cents a contract. And this is like a 6 DVD package. It's really good shit. But Trading the Qs is about how she makes a living basically trading QQQQ. And that ETF is liquid enough for you to be like the only thing you trade. All right. We've talked about here on the show how there are some people who that's all they do is find one ticker and they literally master that ticker. They master everything about the company, everything about that ETF or that sector or that group or whatever it is. And then that's all they trade. And she's managed to teach herself how to trade the Qs. and she put out that DVD a couple years ago, but it's still really, really good. I've only seen parts and pieces to it, but you can find it on eBay for like, I know it's less than $100. I think you can get it like $60, $70, something like that. Yeah, get your hands on that one. Yeah, by what's her name again? Darlene Nelson Powell. Darlene Nelson Powell. All right, so IMUC. But going back to the Qs, though, just to say this, yes, that's the technology sector. And if Cohen leaves, if Trump resigns, if political instability continues, if we're not going to get a tax plan this year, yeah, that's definitely a sector that's going to be losing. I'm already looking at the opportunity. I've already been lining it up for that 135 breakout. I think that 135 put right now. Do I have my Tasty Trade out? Okay, I don't even have my Tasty. Let me see. My Tasty Trade account, because that's where I buy my options. Is I use Tasty Trade, or Tasty Works rather. And let me see here. Where are we at on QQQs? Real quick. If I go out, because I like to have at least 60 days of cushion. So let's look at December. 135 puts. All right, so 330, 346 is the ask. All right. I thought they'd be a little cheaper. Hold on, let's go to November. Let's go to November 135. Okay, November 289 is the ask. All right. Yeah, not bad. November, December 130, 135. Again, you don't have to go that far out, but obviously, you know, the closer you get to in the money, the more expensive it is. I like to take a little bit of a risk, and I don't like to necessarily wait till it gets in the money. I can sell right here at what I call my second level at 138 from where it is at 141. Let's get back to the stocks here. IMUC. For those of you guys who are watching the show from the beginning, IMUC used to be a 8-cent stock. The stock actually reversed, split, and started selling off again. You can see here that reverse split occurred somewhere around here. The stock got back up above $3, didn't hold, had a couple spikes here and there on that low float. But, you know, a bullshit stock is a bullshit stock, and the stock, you know, just never was really able to recover. It's doing some things now. Let me zoom in here. It's doing some things now. You know, that's the thing, man. At 34 cents a share, you know, it's rising. You know, is it a swing trade? You know, I'm not a fan of it anymore. We'll see. I'm not a fan of it anymore. Q de Mayo said got letters and emails and voted on the platform. Oh, Q de Mayo, you voted on the platform. Okay. JAGX. Jaguar Animal Health. I did a video on this calling this a scam. You can actually go to my channel, the main channel, and type in JAGX. I did a video on this when this stock was like $1.19, calling it a scam. I still believe it's a complete scam. I don't think that, you know, the business is reputable. Is it legit? I think it's a complete scam, and you know the chart is showing that. So they buy promoters. You'd be surprised how many NASDAQ companies buy promoters. Jaguar Animal Health has done it. MNGA has done it. Magna Gas, that's another one. Look at that bullshit. You know, this is another one. I know some of you guys like the swings. You might want to swing this one. This is looking pretty good. This is actually looking pretty good. It's actually looking like a decent trade. MNGA on technicals. You actually got some support here. 49 cents a share. Y'all might want to look at that one. What else? SSI. All right. This is looks like it's done on this one. This is where, you know, you come in and short this. But, just as many of the charts we just looked at, stock got oversold, very low on the RSI, beautiful big technical pop. Even though the company announced Q2 losses, the oversold was permission to buy. And nice pop, almost 39 cents today alone. 25% move on that stock. But yes, this is a short right here. All you got to do is wait for the bullish momentum to get back into that, because you got somebody in here who was probably losing and now has the opportunity to sell into the suckers who come in after a run like that. And you'll see that tomorrow, where this will probably sell off very aggressively in the morning. And you got to think, man, you got a sucker in here long somewhere around here or there, or maybe somebody who got in long up here. Down here is probably the guys who saw the pop coming. But I'm talking suckers who are in here and down big. Now they have the opportunity to sell for not so bad of a loss. We talked about AZFL, not bad. OTC play though, so take your risk carefully. Dean Green, you said you've been watching MNGA. Yeah, I think it's a good swing here. I think it's a good swing there. Looking at MNGA. And by the way, I know I've said this on the show before, but MNGA, if you look at their history, man, they had a situation where one guy fell into one of their boilers, and he was literally incinerated alive. The man was incinerated alive, and his family never sued the company. So I believe they probably got bought out with shares. But you can pull up that, in the news section of Google or something like that. Yeah, man, that was some horrible shit. And the market, it just didn't even respond to it. It's like people didn't even see it. But a man fell into one of their boilers and was literally incinerated. Let's look at CETY, and I'm not seeing it just yet, man. Clean Energy Technologies, OTC play, doing some things now, from 0050. I'm looking like you missed the big move here, but, not bad so far. Solid buy and hold for someone. NEPT. Africa Emporium bringing this up. Solid 2 days move here. You're just above 50 on the RSI, so not too bad on NEPT. Don't know what's moving that one. I do see here they're announcing some board of directors. Not too bad on that play there. And 919, I think this is Bats. What's up, man?
Hey, Sal. How are you doing, sir?
Doing good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Been looking at the markets and seeing. Did you get a look at TVIX and those volatility bearish type ETFs today?
Yeah.
Particularly TVIX.
Absolutely. I mean, TVIX is one of the volatility markers that I depend on to decide when or not to go larger in some of the commodities, especially gold. So when TVIX starts going up, you got to move to those safe havens. That's where the money is going to be moving to. So to see TVIX up 32%, man, that's very striking.
Yeah, that's huge. The volume was what, 50 million?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So do you think now we're going to get the market correction that you were talking about earlier in the year? Or because you look at the Dow, that's down.
Yeah.
You look at the S&P 500, that's down.
Yeah.
So is this the beginning of the so-called market correction, in your opinion?
I've been praying for that for months now. So I've always believed I short better than I go long. So if that's what it is, that's just everything that I hope for. So is it going to be that? It very well could be. Again, we've got a president now who's, as I continue to say, he doesn't really have any political power right now. He doesn't have too many friends left. So he basically has nowhere to turn. So I believe a lame duck Congress, at least for the end of the year, is very possible. I think the whole
Yeah.
idea of tax reform, that's out of the door now. I don't think you don't even have the votes on his own side now. So that's not happening. And I think, yeah, these stocks could very well sell
Okay.
off because we do have tax return priced into these gains. I mean, when you talk to people, they say, well, look at the earnings, look at the earnings. Well, yes, earnings is a part of it, but you've got, deregulation and the promise of tax return or tax deductions priced into it as well. And that's got to come off the table.
Right.
That's got to come off the table.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And also, there was some woman. I guess her name is Nicole Elliott, the woman that, that got me reintroduced to the Ichimoku cloud, and she was saying, when the Dow goes up, when S&P 500 goes up, for it to be genuinely going up, you should see all the other indices go up in turn.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost a fake situation that's been created in the Dow and to some extent the S&P 500 because all the indices are not going up proportionately as the Dow is going up or as the S&P 500 is going up. So her opinion was like, be careful right now in just assuming that, okay, the market will continue to go up, because if it was genuinely going up, you would see all the other indices go up proportionately as well, and that's not happening.
Yeah. So I'll be watching. I mean, we'll if there's anybody who sees it fall all apart, it'll be us. I'm here practically every day. So I mean, we're gonna watch it. We watched it climb up this high. We'll watch it fall all the way back down. That's why we're here. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. So I've got a couple of tickers. For those playing options or people who like playing the more expensive stocks, I have HVNP. I think it's Horizon Pharma. HVNP.
HVNP.
HV as in Z as in Zimbabwe. HVNP. Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, Horizon Pharma. Okay, never heard of this one.
And I'm not sure whether it went up. It's up 10.5% today. I'm not sure if it was on good news, but once again, being a cloud trader like I am, I noticed the breakout through the cloud. Looks like it's got a gap to fill up to about $14, but it looks extremely, positive breaking through the cloud with the 26-day lagging price also breaking through the cloud. So that looks extremely positive to me.
Yeah.
The other ones that you mentioned, NAK, I actually got into NAK today.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I liked the setup, I mean, it's still got a lot of things going against it because it's entered the cloud right now, and it's a bearish cloud, a red cloud, and it's a very thick cloud. Mm-hmm. So, it's got really a lot of resistance to get through, but I liked the 2 green days or the 2 white soldiers formation. It's setting up for a good 3 white soldiers if tomorrow is a green day. I just like the setup of this particular stock coming off of a low RSI doji a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. So this one is looking pretty good. But once again, I think it's got a lot of resistance to push through, so we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Yeah.
And then DCTH, for those like me, I sold early, and actually for me, I was swinging DCTH from actually days ago. You asked, people asked earlier in the show, or you were asking what was the signal to get in. For me, it was actually the signal from the 3rd of August. So it looked like when it did its big move back on the 20th of June, It kind of started trickling down. It had a few good days, but then, started trending down.
Yeah.
But then the main signal that at least got me interested again in it was from the 3rd of August, that big move. Of course, that proved to be just one day because it looked like it came all the way down until, of course, here we are now.
Yeah.
And yesterday I sold it. I was in at 10 cents, and unfortunately I sold it at 11 cents. I mean, I made 10%, but of course, after I sold, that's when it made its big move.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was a bit annoying. But anyway, as long as I'm not losing money, I'm happy.
Sure.
I've learned not to beat myself,
Sure.
over that. So I was saying, for people who are not getting, who kind of wanted to get into this, look for the 19-cent breakout, because essentially where today's high was, it was trying to breach the cloud, but actually fell short of it. 19 cents will be the trigger to get in, and it looks like after hours it's at what, 1870, right?
Right, 1870 right now on the ask. 1870, okay. Yeah. So I think, man, DCTH, if it holds on the pullback, man, if it holds, man, this could be a monster possibly tomorrow. We'll
yeah.
See. We'll see.
Watch it break 19 and possibly retest that 19 cent. If you're late on it, just wait for it to pull back. I would say even trading it on the 5-minute would be great. Those of us who use VWAP, that's going to be a very good signal. But I've now I'm using the cloud even on the 5-minute because it's just brilliant. I mean, it just works wonders.
Yeah.
So look out for the 19-cent break, and then I've got another few tickers that I'll post, but FUTL is one of them. EAPH, that we're all familiar with, a former runner. GVCL. Those are just to name a few. And one shipping stock, NASDAQ, is SHIP, SHIP.
Oh, forgot about
looking good.
Yeah, I forgot about little old SHIP, but yeah, they're out there.
But like DCTH today, SHIP actually tried to test the top of the cloud in the exact same way that DCTH did, and it fell short. In fact, it reached the top of the cloud and ended up closing at the bottom of the cloud where the cloud starts. So, be on the lookout for that. And I guess that's all I have for you guys today.
There it is. QTech said HZNP. Would you play that on the up or downside? How are you playing HZNP? You're probably playing it to the upside?
Oh, up.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely bullish. I mean, this one is screaming bullishness. Like I said, the double cloud breakout of today's price, as well as the 26-day lagging price. So essentially, it's the same price at the current prices close, plotted 26 days behind. So both price and the lagging 26-day price broke the cloud, and that's extremely bullish. That's probably one of your most bullish signals of the whole Ichimoku cloud. So I would go long on this, and if people play options, look to play this long on options as well.
There it is. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bats.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so shout out to Bat Sciences for the call. A lot of good tickers there. That HZNP, man, that would have been a nice little buy right there. On that huge sell-off gap down. You had 3 days of selling off, and then that beautiful bar there letting you know that could be an opportunity to get in. Although it started to sell off again near the very next day's action or previous day's high. But look at that. I mean, just a little more patience. Not bad. Not bad. Never played Bitcoin. Yeah, I still have yet to buy a single Bitcoin. I have never bought any Bitcoin. I mean, you guys know my feelings on. I'm still so skeptical. It keeps going up, but I just feel like I've just missed the boat. But it keeps going up. Damn thing keeps going up. I saw somebody said Bitcoin 10,000 in the chat room not too long ago. I'm like, you know what? He very well might be right. And I'm gonna sit here and watch it get to 10,000. You know. Let's see here. BTCS. Is that even doing anything? All right, it did something. Now it's selling off. Did something, but it's selling off. Gregory Hall with ROX. What's going on, Gregory Hall? Castle Brands, Amex Play. Looks like, you had better times, but now it's selling off here. You broke some resistance, or I would say support. Back here, what was that here? Looks like, yeah, you're trying to get back up there, but I don't know. You might be losing it, man. You might be losing it. And third level. Yeah, you might be losing it. This might be coming back down to the low ones. All right, you don't have decent volume. I think if anything, you got to save yourself. You're already, sold off pretty aggressively from the high 180. So, you're at 30 on the 34 on the RSI. So, you probably got some more selling off to do, but you could get a snap here soon. Earnings for sure didn't help you. All right, definitely put up your support and resistance lines, and see what you need to do. But let's look at the weekly chart here, and as you do, when you put on good support and resistance lines, it should fill in appropriately for all time frames. And here now we're on the weekly, and as you can see here, definitely going bearish over the course of time here. So you're hanging on to that 158. You got 144, 145 left. I think if you break that, then it could be very ugly, my friend. And as you can see here, you're still on the weekly working yourself down. So yeah. Deon Jackson. Get rid of that. What do you got, man? NSAV. OTC 0008. All right, so I see here you had some volume in it, but it looks like to be losing some steam. If you're looking to get into something like this, man, wait, try to see if you can get it back here. It was 0001 not too long ago, although that was a couple months ago, so it's kind of in play right now. But I'd still try to figure out if you can get it dirt cheap back in, 0005, 0006. Said, how's real estate going? Real estate is going good. I still haven't jumped on a property just because I'm still up on, crazy about this stock thing. And then I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen with Section 8 program. The Section 8 program is slated, well, according to Trump's budget, to be cut by almost 20 to 35%. So I'm trying to figure out how is that going to look like. At the state level, does that mean, that if I want to get on the Section 8 program as a landlord, am I going to run into more paperwork, or is it just the fact that there's just not going to be enough money to go around? If there's not enough money to go around, then that means, Section 8 renters who do have Section 8, they start getting a little bit more picky. So I'm trying to figure that out. Because if I'm going to be a landlord, I want to be a Section 8 landlord. I want to be a Section 8 landlord. There's a lot of money to be made in Section 8. I know there's a lot of bullshit cases there on Section 8 too, but let's not act like them landlords ain't making no money. Guac, I'm still in Guac. I actually have a pretty decent position in Guac, but I mean the float's huge, so I'm kind of considering my $250 stuck right now. But I'm in Guac. If it pops off, great, man. If it pops off, great. If not, I'll just stay patient until it does. Because you know how these triples can do sometimes. Yeah, I think real estate is good, man. You say you're waiting to use your FHA loan carefully. Yeah, I still haven't bought a home yet. I rent homes, and I just feel like if I'm going to buy a home, it's got to be a place that I'm going to stay, that I'm going to stay. So I have yet to use, for those of you guys who know I'm a veteran, so I have yet to use my FHA, veterans loan crap. I haven't even used it. Tremor Video, TRMR, up 7%, 20 cents a share. But, I mean, the houses that I'm looking at, man, I got to buy those cash. They're not even, like, you can't even put mortgages on them. They're like $25K, $30K, or you get a hard money loan or some shit like that. But even if you go hard money, sometimes you can still get a note that's manageable. TRMR, here's the weekly. Don't know anything about the company, though. Don't know anything about the company. Jeff there say you use the VA loan. Yeah, I heard it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple to do. And there are a lot of people out there now, I think it's like a 3% down payment. You got some brokers out there who can still get you no money down loans. Believe it or not, that's what I was kind of surprised to see. No money down loans are still available. All right, those little brokers, they don't have as many brokers as they used to. Like, 10 years ago when basically, there was like a brokerage shop on every corner, if you guys remember that. And you had the commercials like no doc, low doc. Y'all remember that shit? Those loans are still out there. All right. A couple weeks ago when I was really looking aggressively, I befriended some brokers, and yes, you can still get low doc, no doc loans. You do have to go through a brokerage shop. You're not going to get them at Quicken Loans or Bank of America or some shit. You got to go through a broker. And a lot of these banks are like small shops you've never even heard of that these brokers connecting you to. But, the interest rates, aren't market rate. So you got to have like really shitty credit, and the house has got to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? And the idea is that if you're going to do something like that, you fall into that loan, you do it for maybe a year or 2 years, and then you refinance into, market rate loan at a reputable lending institution. So it's not something that you're going to carry 30 years, 15 years. Parker Mills says this economy is fake. Hell yeah, this economy's been fake, man. But at the same time, how do you explain these earnings, that some of these companies have been put up? Some of these companies have put up some numbers, bro, it's been shocking. When I see a company like Gap, did you see what the Gap put up? I don't think the Gap, here it is, is that GPS? Yeah, Gap, yeah, GPS. The numbers that the Gap put up, I mean, the Gap was, who the fuck, buys the Gap right now? Does anybody buy Gap clothes? What is this, like 96? I think Gap was even earlier than that. When was the Gap hot? Like 94? But they put up some good numbers. So, you still got some companies out here that people are still spending money. People are still spending money. Dayon said you want to buy a building, live in it, and rent it out. Yeah, man, a lot of NFL players do that. A lot of NFL players do that. The smart ones, anyway. They'll buy a building, and they will get it managed, and then they live in one of the units. A lot of football players do that, but what their problem is that they end up fucking their money so badly sometimes. By the time there's time for them to leave the game, they're selling all their assets, and they still have the terrible spending habits, so they still end up broke. That's why you see a lot of players who, had money, and they'll tell you, though, I had a couple real estate buildings and properties, but their spending habits, man, those guys are horrible when it comes to spending. I've read a couple of their stories just on different websites and stuff, and you got guys who are like renting out chartered boats for like their homeboys and shit like that at $40,000-$50,000 for a weekend. I mean, just stupid shit. Parker Mills, you said companies are buying their own stocks to prop up the market. Yeah, and then you got ETFs that are helping them. See, a lot of these ETFs, they're doing so well. When it comes time to, what's the word for it? I want to say reposition, but it's more like recalculate, or because they each have a certain position. So these ETFs, now they've been fattened with larger and larger, more and more money because people are buying into these ETFs. So they reposition themselves, and they're buying larger and larger position in these companies, propping these stocks up. So yes, if the market tanks, you will see, the Qs just fall apart. You will see SPY fall apart, DIA fall apart. You'll see them fall apart. Yeah, the Vanguard ETF. Oh, they'll all fall apart, man. They'll all fall apart. You said the Gap for kids. Yeah. Gap Kids is actually, supposedly I heard they actually make good clothes. They actually make good clothes. I hear that a lot from my daughter's mom. I know. Oh, they make good clothes or whatever. OTTV, down 8%. Down 8%. We talked about that earlier in the show. I think this is game over for them, but we'll see. What's going on, Legendary? You said anything for kids or babies will make money? Yeah. If I really had it like that, man, I would start a daycare franchise for the hood, man. I think that would, you make so much money. If you can get a daycare center franchise for the, not necessarily just for the hood, just, for the black community, you know what I'm saying? Where you just hire a lot of these sisters out here with degrees but don't have good jobs, but love kids, figure out a way to make it, maybe, I don't know if they want ownership or maybe just pay them a lot better than they would just working in the daycare. So you got college educated teachers for your kid, pre-K, make sure it's got decent security, being able to have the cameras where the parents can, download an app and watch their kids, and get that profitable, get them government grants. Those women, they get them little daycare vouchers. Oh my God. That money pays very well. Yeah, I didn't even know they have daycare vouchers, man. They got daycare vouchers. These women, because the government wants their moms to work. So if you can prove that you're low income, that you got a job, the government will give you a voucher to use at a daycare. And these daycares that, aren't owned by people of color, They're raking in cash, man. They're raking in cash. You know, and when I was staying up in Durham, North Carolina, you know, they come advertising and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, all you sisters in here need to get together. Somebody rent a building or a beautiful home and you know, get it done. What y'all waiting on? Waiting for somebody else to do it. There's so many business opportunities in the hood, man. It's just crazy, man. People be sleeping on money in the hood, man. There's so much money. Everybody in the world know there's money in the hood, but us. Come from buttfuck Egypt, come to the hood and become a millionaire. And you got people been living there all their life, still broke. HMNY. Now we know this stock has a lot of spikeability. Up 8% with today's move. You know, that can really move, but it ain't moving now. It ain't moving now. Although you got multiple days of somewhat support. You know, look, if you just want to play HMMY, as you can see here, these were the good times. And the stock long time ago. Last summer of last year, as you can see, the stock has just been a shorter's paradise ever since. And it's actually good to short on every single spike this thing gets. All right, HMNY up 8%. Said daycare is big out there, always a new one being built out of nowhere. Yeah, man, daycare business is good, man. And brothers need to get into that stuff too, man, because, you know, you'll be surprised. A lot of women actually like to see, you know, men in a woman's business, just because a lot of women, they understand men can sometimes be a little bit more efficient, you know. So a man in the daycare space, he'll actually get a lot of women to come through because, you know, sometimes women don't want to deal with other women. They would rather deal with a man just because they don't want to deal with like the emotional side of, you know, dealing with the business of children, you know. So when I talk to women about that idea of the daycare thing, they're like, yeah, like that's what's up. I would take my kid to that daycare if you were doing it. Because they like the idea of a man being in that business because, you know, it's going to be efficient, especially if he's about his paper. You know. What's going on, Cruise Cuts? JRNH. Let's take a look at JRNH, Green Grow Technologies. 6 cents a share, up 2%. It's another one that's beat up. Where are we at the 50 moving average? I like that curve. Okay, there it is. There's that curve sitting on top of the 50 MA. Where's the 200? Let's see where the 200 is. I think we're still below the 2. Yeah, okay. So it's looking for the 200, though. It's looking for that 200. GRNH, 6 cents a share. OTC stock. I believe this used to be a NASDAQ company. You might want to do some research on that. But GRNH Green Grow, was it? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. This may have just been the OTC. Let me look at the chart. It could have been. Could have been. Can't remember. Sit Daddy Daycare. WA. I'm not familiar with WA. But I'm looking at the financials too, by the way. Look at them financials. Them financials are going to be falling apart as well. It's been a while since I've shorted Bank of America. I did that back here. But Bank of America, though, you know, this is Bank of America crossing below the 50 moving average with today's move. Here's the 200. Here's the 200 that over there. What is that at? 2308. So Bank of America financials. What's the financial ETF? XLF, I think. Yep, it's XLF. Here's XLF. Again, haven't pulled this up in a while. I was looking at when it was in that funneling between 2285 and 2388. It broke out, and we talked about how resistance becomes support. You know, here's your resistance, breaks out, falls back. What does it do? Uses that resistance as support bounces off of it. So we could be coming back to that 2388 that I put up months ago now. What was that, back in June? So we'll see. Let's see if this selling off gets aggressively. Obviously, if we break that, then we're looking at 2381, and then we're looking, God knows how far back down we can go if, Trump gives up and just starts, we'll see. Who knows? He said major pains. Yeah, I mean, man, it's going to be tough dealing with some of those kids, man. Unfortunately, a lot of those kids come from homes where they see a lot of things where they shouldn't see. That's why I'm a big fan of these online high schools or these online schools, period. If you're a mom of one of these kids, I think after daycare, I would say from when the kid turns maybe third grade to like senior year in high school, I would put them in an online school. If your kid is disciplined enough, because, not even if your kid needs discipline, they shouldn't be going to school, period, and fucking up other people's learning. But I like the idea of online high schools, man. I need to see some of them online high schools go public. That's what we need to see. I like the idea of online high schools. I mean, think about it. If you live in a community where interaction between young people is not very productive, why not put your kid in an online high school? Put your kid in an online high school. Keep them in the safety of the home. Keep your daughter away from niggas who just thinking about fucking all day, every day. Keep your son out of gangs, away from, the school police, because, they always put the biggest redneck they can find in those school police offices. So, yeah, I love the idea of online high school. I love it. And not only that, but what's going on with the online high school in terms of grade inflation, you might end up in a situation where you coming out of an online high school, you can find yourself in a scholarship at a great school, if you want to do the college thing. So I fucks with the online high school. Yeah. And then you got some of these schools that give you a free laptop, man. Now your mama got to buy the internet, and as long as her credit ain't fucked up or she got to put up a deposit, because, a lot of, in those communities, they put credit in the kid's name and F up their Social Security early. I dated a girl like that one time. I took her to, what was that? I think we were like in Verizon or something. And I think like 19 or something like that. And this is flip phone days. And she couldn't get a phone. And we were like, what the fuck? What you mean you can't get a phone? She's like, yeah, my credit is fucked up. Come to find out a couple days later, her mom had all type of like credit cards in her name, and she didn't even know. This girl had utilities in her name. I didn't even know that was possible, that you could put utilities in a kid's name on the social. It was sad, man. It was sad. Welcome, Young and Honestly Wise. You said Boiler Room. That's a good movie. All right, so a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. You said they have $10 a month. Internet is no excuse. Yeah, but man, you'll be surprised how many people, they I mean, I had an email from my brothers like, man, I'm trying to watch your show, but, my Metro internet is too slow or something like that. I'm like, brother, he was using that little hotspot thing where you get from Metro and then you get the hotspot. Like, brother, that's not going to work. Call up your cable company. I know what they call. I think back in the day you could use Charter and just give them a fake name and put up a deposit and they'll come hook it up. Won't check your ID or nothing. That's back in the day. I know they still do that shit. You know. Speaking of waste let's look at waste management. Waste management. Okay, yeah, definitely a buy and hold. Here's waste management. But waste management isn't immune either. Waste management isn't immune either. As you can see here, here's waste management election day. So, this was another stock that, probably was going to go up anyway, but very much like McDonald's. If you pull up the McDonald's chart, very similar looking chart where you were selling into November and then all of a sudden the election happens and it takes off. So, look, any company out here, I don't care how good their earnings were. If the market starts to tumble, they're coming down. I don't care if it is, top 5 elite. What do they call them? They used to call them blue chips. I don't know if you heard. I haven't heard that name in a long time. You remember that? They used to call good stocks blue chip stocks. Walmart, all them other companies, they used to call them blue chips. WMT, here's Walmart. And by the way, Walmart is getting shitted on because their CEO said he wasn't going to leave Trump's side or Trump's counsel or whatever. So Walmart's falling apart. I want to see Walmart lose. Walmart's one of them stocks I want to see. I want to see Walmart lose. I want to see Walmart lose so bad because I don't like the family behind Walmart. I just think they're some of the most despicable people. Despicable people. So I want to see I want to see Walmart come crashing down in my lifetime. And I think I'll see it. I think I'll definitely see the end of Walmart in my lifetime. I know a lot of people who didn't think they'd ever see the end of Woolworths. When you talk to a lot of these older people, they talk about Woolworths. Some of you people might be old enough to remember Woolworths. Some of you might be old enough to remember when Sears used to be the place to go. Now look at Sears. It's a fucking joke. Kmart. Big fucking joke. Look at restaurants. Shoney's. Shoney's is a big fucking joke. Shoney's used to trade. Do they still have a ticker? Where's Shoney's at? Does Shoney's still have a ticker? Yeah, I think they're private now. That's a big fucking joke. Let me see here. Shoe Carnival. And by the way, this is another one that's going to be going bankrupt. Shoe Carnival. Let me bring that up before I get off here. But this one's going to single digits right now. SCVL. The volume isn't crazy. But I'm looking for some more open interest on a certain contract before I jump in. But Shoe Carnival is a joke. You said I hate Walmart more than Angie's List? Oh, man, I really hate Angie's List. I hate Angie's List. I really hate Angie's List. I probably don't hate Walmart as much as Angie's List. I really hate Angie's List because I just think it's a fucking joke. And then they got the class action suit going on right now on Angie's List. I really want Angie's List to fall apart. Because that's one of them like early internet companies that, it's like Yahoo. It's like, why aren't you dead by now? You know what I mean? Like, how are you still being able to hang on? Is Yahoo still traded? I don't even think Yahoo is still traded, right? I don't think so. Yeah, Yahoo is not traded again. There are a few stocks out there from the early days. Golden Corral. Man, you know what? I don't actually want to see Golden Corral leave, man, because I love them damn buns, bro. That little warm-ass bread. Dude, I go to Golden Corral just for the warm-ass bread, bro. Just for the damn rolls. You hear me? Just for the fucking rolls. Can I believe that Angry Birds is going public? Yeah, when they go public, I'll short that shit. I'll short that shit if Angry Birds is going public. What's the name of that company? Are they really going public and that's like their only product? You know, we're still maybe 20 years away from VR being really, really big. But if you know any young people or you're looking to change your direction or what you want to do for a living, I'm starting this website for people who want to go into like coding trading. There's this company called Treehouse or Team Treehouse or whatever, but they are paying like affiliates to bring people to them. So y'all might want to look into that Treehouse. It's like $25 a month, and you learn to code. And you can do like VR, or you can learn how to be a web developer and stuff like that. And they're paying really good money, like for a job. Like if you do it for a job and you're a web developer or you're VR and all that shit, they pay really good, man. Like Blue Apron. Yeah, Blue Apron is a fucking joke. Blue Apron. Look at that. That stock lost 50%. You know, and it just opened up back in what, late May, June? Yeah. Yeah, man, these companies go public and just shit on people. They know it's shit. And by the way, it was just a couple days ago that Snap employees finally got the right to be able to sell their shares. They couldn't sell their shares until a couple days ago. The news is out there. You might want to Google it. But now you're seeing Snap trying to find the floor here. But, you know, I don't believe it. And again, if we continue to have this political instability, Snap will continue to fall lower. You said codeacademy.com. You can learn to code. Yeah, you can learn to code. And I'm telling you, you Hispanic, black, you know, these companies want to reach out to you, you know, because they want to offer you at least an opportunity, because they got their little diversity programs and whatnot, you know. But I mean, for anybody, period. I mean, there's so many jobs out there, you know. Even if you're not perfect out the gate, they're so desperate for talent. They're hiring people. You know, so now they're getting so bad where they're offering affiliate programs. So like, yeah, build a website for us, and if you get people, we'll pay you when they sign up and all that crap. And y'all know me, I'm not trying to work for anybody. So I'll look into that. Do I have Bitcoin? No, I've never bought any Bitcoin. Don't have any Bitcoin. Nothing. Said Microsoft is looking. Oh, they're all looking for it, bro. All kind of companies are looking for people who can code. And it's only going to get, you know, even bigger, because I'm telling you, these, you know, it's not going to be just coding for websites or coding for VR. I'm talking about you're going to have to understand how to code, you know, your car. You're going to have to understand, you know, because I'm telling you, your mechanic 20 years from now is going to look like your doctor. He'll probably be from India or from Pakistan. You know what I'm saying? Or a brainiac, or just some guy who's, you know, got some coding skills. And, you know, the mechanic you see out there today is not going to be the mechanic out there 20 years from now. Not even close. You know, some of these cars today, you can't take them. You just can't take them to the you know, Midas and all that. You just can't. Some of these BMWs and these Lexuses that they're rolling off the lots right now, you know, you can't take them to those places, man. Folks don't know what to do with them things. And plus, hell, I don't even want to take my 2015 to some of those places. They look like they're hiring kids over there now, man. You know, you got some guy who's like straight out of high school, you know, taking out your air filter and saying, hey, man, I think your air filter needs to be replaced and all that. I'm like, get your ass away from my damn air filter, please. Just put the damn Freon in there and let me go. CRMD, here's the daily chart. up 10%. I don't know about this one. Yeah, because you know they always try to upsell you on that shit. I can't stand when they upsell me on stuff. I came here for the $40 oil change. How the fuck did it end up being $72? You know? Well, we got the recycle fee, and I thought you wanted the air filter. Ugh, God damn. Shit. I just wanted the $40 air oil change, man. Shit. That's why now I just go to the dealership. Go to the website of the dealership or whatever brand car you have, and they usually got coupons and shit like that. And the dealerships now are actually better places to go. It's actually better to go to the dealership because now I go drop the car in the service, and then I go into the new car showroom and sit in there, and everybody's like, "Excuse me, sir, do you need some help?" No, I'm good. I'm in service. You know, I just get a kick out of them asking me, "Excuse me, sir, can I help you with something?" No, I'm good. I'm in service right now. Oh man, I be test driving shit and all that during service. It was funny as fuck, man. APRI up 10%. Up 10%. Nice move. You said they normally say, don't you want to upgrade to it? Yeah. Don't you want to upgrade to a new model? Especially when I had an Accord, man, because, you know, them Hondas, they'll be giving you like a rebate. So they'll give you a rebate if you got an Accord and you upgrade to a new Accord. Like sometimes that shit goes up to like $2,500, man. So I remember when I had it was like 03 or some shit. I think it was 02 or 03. Can't remember. 03. I think it was 03. And they were giving like a $2,500 rebate. And I was like, man, shit. If I had a good job, I would have did it. But, you know, sometimes your money situation, you know, is so embarrassing. You don't even want to go fuck with, you know, a car dealership because your money situation wasn't right. You know what I mean? So you go in there like, I was afraid to show my pay stubs at the time. You know, I'm like, fuck, man. I don't want these people to see my little $8 an hour, $9 an hour job. You know, fucking laugh at me and shit. Laugh at my credit and shit. You know, because I've never been that, I never wanted to go to them like, you know, C lots, D lots. If I get a car, I want to go to a dealership. Like I want to go to a Chevrolet or Lexus or whatever. I want to go to those because they got the reach to those little banks that the spineless little car dealers go to. You know, they got the access to the same banks, and they're not going to rip you off the same way. You know, and the service is better. You know what I'm saying? Just the overall service is better. You go to some of those little lots in the corner in the hood, you know, and the first thing they want to do is put you in the old Lincoln with the big ass rims. You know, like, yo, yeah, this is a nigga like, yeah, he's gonna love these big rims over here. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. APRI, as I said, up 10%. I like what it's looking for, but I think you're hot now. 70 on the RSI. Gonna be cooling off here in just a bit. You're gonna be cooling off here in just a bit. Rovio. I just my custom. I'm not sure what you're talking about, man. Mankind. Let's look at Mankind. MNKD. Oh yeah, man. I've been through that shit, man. Hey, look at these big rims on here. I swear they be just playing a joke on you, like just trying to, you know, take you for stupid. Look at these. Don't you like these big rims? You know. And I'm in there looking for something affordable, something that's good on gas, and they want to show you something that gets, you know, 12 miles to the gallon, some Cadillac with some big-ass rims on it and shit, with a stupid-ass new car payment. And, you know, you got some folks that are dumb enough to go do that, you know. Not me. Man, when I go to the dealership, man, I go in there with all kind of paperwork. They hate me when I go up in there, man. They hate me so much. Yeah. All right. You said a trap car. That's funny. Rims that cost more. Oh yeah, man. And when I left Detroit, they started doing that crap where you can rent the wheels. Do you guys like? Are they doing that in your city where you can rent the wheels and shit? That's dumb as hell. You know, motherfuckers renting tires and I'm like, who does this shit, man? I don't care how much money I got. I'm telling y'all right now in the chat room right now. Some months I'll make 10 grand and I still go buy used tires, bro. I still buy used tires. I don't give a damn. I'm not paying $700, $800 for no fucking tires. I'm not doing it. I'm going to the hood. Okay, I got a truck, so my tires are like 40, sometimes 35 if I can work them down. You know. And then I get over to the Pep Boys and I take the oxygen out and I put what's the name of that crap in them? I'm thinking helium, but it's not helium. I forgot what it is, but I put that shit in it. I take the oxygen out, and it's a different kind of air. Off the top of my head, I can't remember right now. But it lasts longer. It makes the tire last a little bit longer. And it's worth it. In my opinion, it's worth it. You know. Nitrogen. There we go. Nitrogen. I put nitrogen in my tires. And, you know, it does better. I think it rolls better. I don't have to constantly, sometimes, because when you buy used tires, sometimes, you know, you constantly got to, you know, maybe like every, you know, certain cars that I've had, sometimes, man, it got to as bad as like every 2 weeks I'd have to put air in a tire or some shit. But after I went to nitrogen, I basically don't even have that experience. But now, I'm a master at picking used tires. Like, I can go through some used tires and know, okay, this is some bullshit right here. I always check the tires, man. Now I go to my guy, and he know not to play with me with that stuff, because I'll have you take that shit right off my truck, man. Take that shit off my truck, bro. I know that's a bullshit tire. But yeah, I'm cheap. I like stacking, man. You know, I'm big on stacking. I'm not big on flossing. I'm big on stacking. You know, I'm not big on, you know, flossing. I like to stack. I get a big kick out of watching my money grow. You know, I get more privilege out of like knowing that I can go to France instead of actually going to France. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. You know. And I've been in situations where, man, I haven't had money to do things, and I'm telling you, man, that's the worst feeling in the world when you need some money and you ain't got it. That's the worst feeling in the world, man. That is the worst feeling in the world, man. You know, when I told you guys about how I ended up leaving New York, I ended up stacking up the money, but the people that I was living out there with, man, they wanted me gone, man, and I didn't have no money. Do you know how it feels to be living in somebody's house who don't want you there, but you don't got no money to leave? Man, that's the worst feeling in the world, man. And you yourself don't even want to be there, but you don't got nowhere to go. I swear on my life, I said, man, Lord, just let me get this check to get back home, and I swear on God, I will never be in that situation again. And I never put myself in a situation like that where I was, living at somebody's house or in a situation where I just couldn't do for self. It's a horrible feeling, man. Horrible. When you need some money and you ain't got it. And then you're too proud to ask, You're too proud to ask. You saying what happened to GIGL? I don't know. I haven't looked at that in a minute. GIGL, I haven't looked at that in a minute. Oh, it looks like it's falling off his ass. Damn. Shit. Last time we were looking at this, it was like 12 cents, 13 cents. I don't know what the fuck happened to that shit. When's my next promo? Next time somebody come up with $2,500. That's when my next promo is. I've told anybody, if you got $2,500, I got an email list. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. And for your $2,500, you might get anywhere between $50,000 to $65,000 worth of buying. So it's a good return on your investment. So holla at me. But yeah, we went through quite a few stocks today. Let me look at that BDGN that somebody brought about yesterday. It was such a weird ticker. Let me look it up. I haven't seen what it did today. You guys remember that guy who called about BDGN? And look at what it did today, man. He called up yesterday. It was up like 6%. And I had never heard from that guy before. So I'm thinking, like, was he a promoter or some shit? Because I know I got promoters who watch my shit. Because a lot of them really want to be the one behind the mic, but they just scared of being sued because they do so much illegal shit. Taking positions on their trade, on their promotions and all that shit. BDGN up 112% today. Again, I can't see the volume, so I don't know what the volume was. All right, so yeah, the volume was up big today, too. The volume was up pretty big today. All right. Cali girl, you said we need to start a pool. Nah, man, I'm not big into that. I've heard people, over the course of the year or so, I get emails. Somebody's like, hey, man, we need to put all our money together. And no. Because I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. I'm not trying to hear no phone calls when we get down 1% or 2%. No. You study up. You figure out how to manage your own money. And then if you start winning, you find a secret formula or a method that's just working like crazy, you come on the show and let us know. Because last thing we need is for somebody to put in their last little $200, and next we decide to take a position in something, and then next, hey, I need to get my $200 back, man. I gave you that $200. Can I get it back, please? So, I'm good. Hertz. Yeah, what is Hertz ticker? Oh, HTZ. Yeah, there's Hertz. If you remember, Hertz was getting killed by Uber. That's why they got bought out not too long ago by Carl Icahn. Carl Icahn had bought Hertz. He thinks he can turn the company around, but the company was getting killed by Uber because, a lot of people, they're flying into different cities, flying into different countries, and they're not even renting cars. They're just taking the Ubers now, man. You're taking Ubers now. If you're going into a city, you're going to be there 2 days. People are like, man, why even bother having to rent a car, putting deposit down, all that shit? I'll just call an Uber whenever I need to go somewhere. And they're spending less money. They're spending less money. And I don't care what anybody say. Them Ubers are convenient as fuck, man. Especially if you're in a big city. There's a whole lot of them. You know, press the tab. Next thing you know, 3 minutes later, somebody pulling up. And most of the Uber drivers, cool as fuck. I ain't never really had no asshole Uber driver. Most of them is cool as fuck, man. I've never had an asshole Uber driver. HTZ. Yeah, that's the ticker on HTZ though. Climbing above that 200 moving average. That's pretty nice here on the daily chart. Crossed over that 200. Pulled back the last 2 days, but we'll see. It will be your first day of trading. Good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck. And don't quit when you lose money. BTCS. Oh, yeah, we looked at that one already. Do I play the gap strategy? I love when gap down, you know, playing that bottoms, you know. I love playing gap downs, especially on earnings failures or something like that. I love playing gap downs. The gap ups, no. I'm not a big fan of going long. I'm very poor at that. I notice I don't do very well going long, so I tend to buy a lot of puts. I short a lot, you know. Yeah, but good luck, King. Love it. Says your first day trading. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD. Yeah, get ready to lose some money. Advanced micro devices. I mean, but everybody loses at the beginning. Oh, well, unless, you know, you might got that magic touch. That's why I tell people, you know, you never know. You might have that magic touch. You don't lose no money. Well, that's damn near impossible, but you may win a lot more than lose. How about that? You know. Advanced micro devices here at AMD. Yeah, we pulled this up earlier too. I'm starting to forget these tickers here. Chesapeake was that CHK, right? Oh, damn. Hold on. What did I do? There we go. CHK. Yeah, CHK. I'm loading up CHK for the rebound. I'm actually up on CHK for. Let me go back here to my account here. Log back in. Tasty trade. Yeah. So CHK. What is that? I think it's. Is it the September 22nd call? 22nd? Hold on, I think it's September. Hold on. Yeah, so September 15th, $4. That 23-cent call is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the September 15th $4 call. That's going for 23 cents a contract right now. I'm in at 21. It's got about 14,000 on open interest. Not busy daily, but I mean, you got a lot of open interest already on it. So you've got a lot of people sitting in there already on CHK. And this one is a little bit. I'm not heavy. I mean, I'm not heavy in it. I think it could definitely do it before September 15th. I should have probably given myself a little bit more time, but I think by the end of next week, we could be back in the fours on a spike from where it is now. All right. Looking to sell as soon as it gets to 4. Presuming when it hits 4. I haven't done the option calculator on it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on that. Probably should go up even to 5, but I don't know about 5. I think 4 is more likely. Yes, indeed. Yeah, yeah. I saw somebody said that Verizon bought Yahoo. Yahoo, Yahoo was a fucking joke, man. Yahoo was hot when people were still using Hotmail accounts. I had a Hotmail account, and then I remember when Google showed up with Gmail. I was like, man, I just forgot all that shit. I can't even tell you what my Hotmail was now. I won't even touch any other email service, period. I mean, once you start using Gmail, you go through these other services and like, man, please. Because it's just so much faster, to get to what you need to do. But I had a Hotmail. I never had, like motherfuckers had like an AOL and Juno and all that shit. CompuServe. I remember, I think when my first computer my dad got, we had CompuServe, and then we went to AOL. And he saw one of my chat logs. I was telling this girl to like show me her titties and all that stuff. And that's back when I was, this is, you gotta understand, man. I'm like 11, 12 years old, having a little chat sex in the AOL chat rooms, man. That was crazy, man. Those were the days, though, man. Those were the days. Yeah, my dad was so mad at me that day, bro. What are you kidding me? You are asking for sex on the internet. Did I raise you to do that? Oh, man. That's crazy. Those were the days. But MGTK, man, I see the move, though. I see the move. Nice volume with that today, but that flow 2 is huge on this one, man. That flow 2 is pretty big, but it could move, though. It might move. He said, what did my dad do? I wasn't able to use the computer for a while, And, after your father catches you doing something like that, you feel weird going back on the computer because you're thinking, okay, is he thinking I'm doing it again? Is he thinking I'm doing it again? After your dad catches you doing some shit like that. So, I think after a while, I didn't use the computer for a while. I was just, going to school, coming back home and shit. And when did that? Yeah, and then eventually I just kind of started going back on the computer. Because I shared the computer with him. So he came home after I would come home. He came home after me from school. So what would happen is I would, after school, run to use the computer. And then by the time he came home, I'd basically have to go do something else because he would come back home and use the computer. You know how it is, man. Being a kid at the home and not feeling like you have any power to do nothing. So eventually, obviously, I got my money up and I bought my first computer. It was an old-ass Micron. I think it was like 400 megahertz or some shit like that. And this is when everybody's at like 800 or some shit like that. So eventually bought my own shit. That was my first computer. And then my second one was an old-ass laptop. I think that was like 200 megahertz or something like that. Yeah, it was, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I think, my first experience, my first real experiences on the internet was just mostly chatting and porn, And I'm sure some of you guys might, if you were my generation, that was pretty much your first experiences is chat rooms and porn. Then I started getting into Napster. Downloading movies and music, but back then, like, the hard drives were never big, so you'd only be able to download so many shit until you'd get, like, your hard drive was full, so you had to start deleting some shit. And then, the burners, the DVD and CD burners started getting a little bit cheaper, but even then they were like 8x 4x, so they took forever to fucking burn something. And then I remember a friend got like a 20x burner, and that was like the big shit. Like, oh my God, it burns at 20x or some shit like that. And we just burned a lot of music, and then that was maybe 04, 05, and that was the days when everybody's car was just full of like big ass books full of CDs, and they were all like burned CDs. Yeah. RCHA up 10%. Yeah, that's it's moving. I mean, it's OTC for you. It's moving though. You said they love Napster. Yeah, a shout out to Napster, man, because if it wasn't Napster brought up all these other sites, Pirate Bay, all those things, they all come from Napster. So, the governments have done a pretty good job of trying to close a lot down, but there's still so many sites out there, man, they can't do it. And now with streaming, with these Fire Sticks that basically pull off of those sites. I mean, when you pull in that Fire Stick and you got it hooked up with Exodus or whatever it is, you're pulling straight out of a torrent. That's basically what you're doing. You're searching a Pirate Bay, and you're looking for the newest episode that somebody uploaded, and then you're connecting into it. They can't stop it, because you didn't actually download it. You're just watching it through another platform that's probably in another country somewhere. LimeWire, Kazaa, yeah. I had LimeWire. I had Kazaa too. I had LimeWire, Kazaa. Watch naked girls. What? All right, let me get you up out of it. Are you okay? I'm gonna see if you gonna post some more spam or if you just fucking around. Yeah, I know something about some naked girls. I'm like, what the fuck? Just watch and see what. Dries. What is Dries doing? Let me see here. Let's look at Dries before we get up out of here. It's almost, damn, it's midnight already? Shit. I'm going fast as fuck, man. I ain't got nowhere to be tomorrow, so fuck that, man. We're right in front of this computer again. DRYS. DRYS down a penny. Down a penny. I'm paper trading this one. You can see here I paper traded this one. I paper traded this one up 33. What is that? I'm up $33 million on this paper trade. Oh, man, I'll be fucking around with Dries on paper trade because I can never get shares myself. So stocks that I can never get shares myself, I'll just paper trade it. Because I know I'm right. I already know I'm going to, end up in the money. Just imagine if I could afford it. That's what I've done. I would have definitely shorted Dries and just held on until it gets back to the twos. Till it gets back to the twos. JMEI, New York Stock Exchange stock, e-commerce, and auction services. Yeah, don't know anything about this one, man, but I like the volume there. Look at that, 3.5 million shares. Stock was real beat up. Look at that, man. That's, damn. That shit would beat the fuck up. Crossing the 50-day moving average here, not bad. Let me look at my 15 and my 30. That's one of my favorites. 15 and 30 crossed over. Beautiful. Now that 30 is above the 15, looking real nice now. Or, excuse me, that 15 is above the 30. Looking solid now. It's a buy on GMEI. Nice setup. That's actually a pretty nice setup. A lot of these Chinese stocks are running because these Chinese companies like Alibaba and whatnot are putting up really good earnings, man. They're putting up really good earnings. And I saw that today on CNBC. They posted that on Twitter. And I mentioned how, these Chinese companies, it's only a matter of time till they look like America and we look like what China used to be. Them sweatshops is coming here for sure. Them sweatshops in China, motherfuckers in there sweating under that hot ass sun, making shirts and underwear and toothbrushes and shit. They coming here. Because they going to have all the money and they're going to have the buying power, and because America doesn't educate everybody equally or to be a productive citizen, eventually the people who aren't educated are going to be the majority, and they're not going to have the skills to keep America a top 10 or a top, country, period. So what you're going to have is a bunch of poorly educated people who are the majority and don't really have any true skills to keep America as a first world power. And China, which is making sure that even the poorest Chinese person gets a world-class education, they're going to be at the top. They're going to be at the top. If you're in China right now, you can, whether you're in the farmland or whatever, you're going to get, the Chinese government wants every child to get a world-class education. And they're making it happen. Is that happening for every child in America? You know what I'm saying? And yet, these children are our future. So we're setting ourselves up for our own failure. We're setting ourselves up for our own failure. That's why I keep talking about the collapse is coming, man. I'm saying it again over and over. The big collapse is coming. Big collapse is coming. JMEI, as I said, nice looking play. Q-Tech said, you said that's the master plan, though? Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Alibaba, yeah, just look at what Alibaba did today, though. All right, so it came out with earnings. Everybody else is losing but Alibaba. Obviously, they had, a great day. But even when the market turns around, I still think Alibaba is a winner because you've got a company that has a still overwhelming, not necessarily a majority, but significant amount of its income being generated outside of America. So, when other companies like Amazon start shitting, NVIDIA, AMD, STM, Caterpillar, all these other ones start shitting, I think, yes, Baba comes down, but not as aggressively as you're going to see an Amazon fall, Not as aggressively. But I think at the end of the day, for all investors, the best place to be is going to be in commodities. If this all falls apart, and we're watching our government day to day, man. This guy's tweeting out, losing his mind, and we're just taking things day to day, But as I said to Bad Scientists, we're going to be watching it. If it falls apart, we're going to be here watching it. So. Another great show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be on the O'Shea Vlogcast, I think this weekend, Saturday. That's another brother that does like manpower, black man talk. So I'm looking forward to that. He's got a couple channels out there. So I think we're going to get together on Saturday and I'll be on his show. Looking forward to that. But other than that, I'll be here. Same time, same place next week. Parker Mills, you said, where's your wrench at? Oh, I don't even have anybody with wrenches on this one. But most of you guys have been here for so damn long. You're practically all moderators. Most of you in here, Mag, Sinclair, Q-Tech. Gregory Hall. Half of y'all are mods in the other damn channel. Let me look at this last one. GBTC. Oh, yeah. Okay. GBTC is a scam. But here's the thing, though. It's running. It's a scam, but it's running. As you can see, here's GBTC. It started running and it pulled back. And now it's going right. here's the thing. It's these young dudes who started this, what's it called, a Bitcoin fund. So the idea is that you give them money by buying, the shares or whatever, and they go all in on Bitcoin. So if you can't get, for one Bitcoin, you just go buy, this investment trust that's all Bitcoin, and they have holdings and Bitcoin as well as a few other alternative currencies. All right. But personally, I think the whole thing is a scam. You can go to their website, look them up and go to their website. They got videos on YouTube and shit where they're talking about, what they do and all that. I still think they're a big fucking scam, but that's just me. It's moving though. It's moving. Yes. I mean, don't go, it's up to $700 now. I mean, this started at what? 100 if you go all the way back, it was in the 180s, $96. What is that? No, $121 back in like April. $120 in April, then it pulled back, and now you're at over $700. I don't know what the volume is daily. You're gonna have to look that up. I'm not seeing it here on TradingView, but it's moving. I mean, they got people buying it. And there are no shares, unfortunately, to short on this. With my broker anyway. In fact, I probably have to call Interactive Brokers. I'm sure they have something on that one. If I can a brother at least get one share? Damn. Yes, indeed. All right. So, yes, let me get up out of here, folks. Let me get up out of here. Been a great day as always. I love this new song by this Moneybag Yo guy. I love this video, man. Damn, Pam, you be doing too much. You motherfuckers, looking through all my damn videos, looking for me to say the N-word. You really doing too much. Report me to YouTube for saying the N-word. You doing too much. Anyway, appreciate that, Sinclair. Legendary 8s, appreciate it, man. You said bring the old beats back. You don't like real songs? I mean, the old beats are cool. I guess they're memorable, right? They're more memorable. DCTH tomorrow, yes indeed. DCTH could be the big winner tomorrow, man. Africa Emporium, Relative 9696. Please like this video. I appreciate it. Bose M, King Lovett, Q-Tech, everybody who called up, Bad Scientist, Ken. Everybody have a great trading day tomorrow. I'll see you back here on Monday. Yes, indeed. I think it's called You Really Doing Too Much. Damn, Pam, all up in my girl, you really doing too much. It's such a funny ass song, man. She was just one of them hoes. I was like, yeah, come to the door. But I really was just horny though. She comes through, I'm like, Man, it's a funny ass song, man. Funny ass song. God, what's the name of the song? Hold on. Let me look it up. Moneybag Yo, right? I think it's Moneybag Yo. Moneybag Yo, Pam. Yeah, Doing Too Much. Let me put the name of the song in the chat room. Here's the name of the song. Moneybag Yo and Yo Gotti, Doing Too Much. It's a fire ass track, man. Damn, Pam, you really doing too much. Putting all my clothes in my shows, damn, Pam. All right, man. That's the name of the song. Go check out the song, man. It's a hot shit, man. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See y'all Monday.